So hello guys, as you can see, some things are different today, and the one thing is different that I have new graphics. These are good, and the color of these are different. This is because I have upgraded from just 3D to Universal Rental Pipeline, and which is a different, like there's 3D and 2D. So I have upgraded from Universal Rental Pipeline, which is 3D and 2D, and it's there are good graphics. Yeah, I just made some new materials, cubes and ground. I put them in here, nothing too much, and um, and I have this. This is the stuff for new graphics. There's nothing different in here. I just created a round um, empty object and put all of these except the player in here. So this is our environment, I guess. So yeah, now I'm going to make my player run, jump, and get affected by gravity. And in the next video, I'll maybe do FPS shooter, like a shooter with the raycast or physical bullets. You can say whatever you want. So now let's open the script. This is the player controller. We have already done this in the previous video. So I already have it open. If you just double click here, it will open, but I already have it open. So now we are going to create some variables here. The first one will be public float speed. Speed is going to depend on our player. If a player is walking, then our speed is equal to our walk speed, and if a player is running, then our speed is equal to our player speed. Our speed is equal to run speed. So yeah, let's create a public float called run speed, which is 10. It is that we have missed a float. Okay, now create a public float. It's going to say jump height. Jump height is equal to 3, which means you have to jump 3 units high. And I have to create another float called mess, which means our player weight, which is 1 unit. And I'm to create in here a private transform. I'm to say just c/transform, because transform is transform, and second transform c/transform. Now this is just our players transform, which is a player. We are saying that we can just say transform like in here, but we are doing it so that it says memory. And now we're here in here. We're going to say c/transform is equal to this, which is the game object, means player don't transform. Okay, now as you can see, we are moving by this. We are going to delete it and change it. Just a second, I have missed a curly bracket. Here we go. Now everything should be okay. Yes. And one more thing, I missed last video, that horizontal is x-axis, not z, and z, and vertical is z. I'm sorry about that. I forgot because it was late at night, so I wasn't thinking clearly. So I forgot to create another variable called private vector 3 of this velocity, which will be control walking, jumping, um, running and stuff like that. So, and we have to create two more variables called private bool is running, then private bool is jumping. Okay, now we have to assign these in our void, in our update, which is running is equal to input dot get get button key code down left shift, or you can do whatever you want. You can say what button you want to run. It can be R or S. It's just up to you. You when to say get key, not get button, get key. Yeah. So now I want to say is jumping equal to input dot get key down, key code dot space, or you can do whatever you want for jump. And also I'm going to copy these and delete them in here, and I'm going to say to create a function. A function is void start, void update. I'm going to create a function on I'm going to say move I need to put this here. Move, not to say move, move. Okay, this now you can see we have to paste over this, which is now here, and we have to create our velocity and our fall speed, everything here. So let's get on with it. First, we are going to we want to use a different thing called var. Var just means we don't want to define is it a float, a vector 3. We just don't want to define it. That's why we are using var movement vector. The movement vector is equal to new vector 3, then our x move, then our y, which is 0, then our z move. And this should move our player, but it is on world position or world space. World space is just that it's compiling. World space is just, if you see, our player is looking in this our z-axis is in this way, and if you press W, our player will go this way no matter where are we looking, because it is in world spaces. If it's local, our player will go where our player is looking. Now for example, now if we press W, our player will go this, but if you're looking uh, right away, our player will still go on this. And local means our player will go when we're looking. Like if our player is looking that way, and our z-axis is this way, our player will move where our player is looking, like that. By the way, make sure your player is above the ground, because if you don't make it above the ground, it will just fly up. And make sure that these character control settings are like this: 45 on the slope limit, 0.3 on step offset, and 0.0001 on the skin within, and 0 on here. Because if it's like 8 or 3, our player will just fly above, because his skin is touching the ground, I guess. So let's move on to Visual Studio. In here we are doing that, and in here I'm to say var relative movement vector 3 is equal to transform direction. We have to say then our movement vector multiplied by our speed, which we can customize any way we want. And in here we are saying that we will move where our player is looking. So in here when you transform direction, we are saying that where our player is facing. So now we are going to create fall speed. Fall speed, we don't want to stay in the air, or we just want to fall. We want to say var fall speed is equal to transform, let's say vector, not transform, let's say vector 3 dot scale, transform, let's say velocity velocity transform dot up. So we have created this. Now this makes sure that our player falls and is affected by our velocity. And we're going to say in here we're going to say velocity. The velocity is equal to relative movement vector plus our fall speed. Yes. Now we are also going to apply gravity at first, but now we should make move up here then apply gravity. Now we are going to here we're going to say controller dot move velocity multiplied by time dot delta time, and in the last I'm to say our velocity is equal to our player's velocity, controller dot velocity. Okay. Now applying gravity is very easy, but we are going to create a different uh, a different function because it's gravity and its methods, I guess. Let's say um let's say gravity let's say gravity. Then we're going to create a void gravity to type this one we're missing something. Understand? Let me make sure it looks clean. And say velocity is equal to plus and equal to physics dot gravity multiplied by time dot delta time. Then here we're applying gravity so it doesn't fall out, or I mean it doesn't go flying like that. So now we want to create a function called jump, or we are missing this. So jump, then another function called run. No, first we want to create jump, then run. And here we're going to say void jump. So void jump and say if our player is jumping, which means we are pressing space, and our controller dot is grounded, then we want to say our velocity is plus equal to transform dot up multiplied by our jump height and divided by our mass. And here we are saying that if we are pressing space and our character is on the ground, then our velocity is equal to a transform dot up, which is up, and multiply that by our jump height. And if you press space, our transform moves like jumps to jump height we set and divided by our mass, so our mass doesn't keep our player to stick to the ground if our mass is a lot. So now we are to create another function called run. Okay, now we are to create in here called void run void run. We will say if our player is running then our speed is equal to walk speed. No, not walk speed, but is equal to run speed. Else speed is equal to walk speed. Now in here we going to say if our player is running, then our speed is equal to run speed, else our speed is equal to walk speed. And in here we are using only speed, so we are storing our walk speed in our speed, and we can just change it. We can change our speed to whatever we want, like running, jumping, or running or walking. And we can in the future we can say if our player is crouching, then speed is equal to crouch speed. We are changing this rather than changing these two, and that's mostly it. Although we aren't going to create crouch here because it is very simple yet complex. So, because if you want crouch, we would need to get rid of our player skin. It would just be a crouch with the camera. Okay. Now in here we have created run jump, and we have to see if it's work or not. Hopefully it does, because yesterday I didn't make a video, but I have tested this for about 2 hours, but it didn't work. It wasn't working, and I do think I got it figured out. But let's try it. Lock speed, run speed, jump, and miss. And to press play, and we might need to change our run speed to make it more noticeable. We aren't going up. We are moving. That's okay. If you can see, our speed is equal to 5, and we can jump. Jump might be a quite small. We can just change it to 5, and yeah, that's not a lot better. When you press space, your player can move very fast. Right? You can see, like, we can, if you're here, we can press jump and we'll move to there. Or we can, like, our air control is too much. I'm going to change it in the next episode, because air control is a little bit difficult and complex to do. But and in tomorrow, in the next episode, I might be creating a gun, a pistol, and a AKM, or any guns you want. But now our jump is working. We are walking, and if I press shift, our speed is 10. So that's good. As you can see, and we are moving fast, and we can't jump like twice or like that. I can make a double jump if you guys want, but that's for future episode. That's for different episodes, I guess. If you're pressing jump, and if you're holding shift and pressing jumps, we can move too fast, if you can see. So I'm going to fix that in like different videos, because it's too complex for me now. I might figure out in the future, but that's it. This video went very good. By the way, please remember to save your project by pressing Command or Control S. And if you can see, there was a marking, but it is gone now, because it is shown that it is saved. And and yes, tomorrow in the next episode we want to create a FPS gun, and maybe crouch if you guys want me to. So see you later, and have a nice day. Until next time.